עדיין בדרך, אז לכן אני אתן לאמי היקרה להתחיל ומי שנשאר תישארו כי אני גם הולכת.
Okay, can I speak in English?
Yeah. No. You don't understand English.
Gabriel and I would like to thank you all very much for coming on very late, last-minute notice to this extremely emotional Sudat Hodaya for Sarah Chesteya Batova Brina. I don't want to be emotional. So you know when you're on a highway and you've been on a long trip, you've been at work or you've been at a party and you're just like on this highway and you're almost home and all of a sudden you see this huge traffic jam and you're in it. The cars are going nowhere. You don't know what's going to be. That's sort of like us with Sarah and her experience, because we were at the Metz's house for a Sudat Purim and she ran off to go to Shushan Purim in Yerushalayim. And the next day she was partying with Hannah and they were having a great Shushan Purim. And boom, Shabbos came in and Sarah started to dehydrate, feel sick. And she couldn't even call us. She Skyped us with no voice. She wrote, "Come right now and get me. I'm sick." She was really sick. Leah went with her to the emergency room and that began the trip on the highway when you're in a traffic jam and you don't know what's going to be. We spent 4 or 5 days in the house, twice a day to the doctor, insisting on intravenous, begging for chest x-rays, which they didn't give us. They said it's not necessary. Sarah's a young, strong 24-year-old and this is not pneumonia. And we said she has difficulty breathing, but it didn't work. And twice to the emergency room where they sent us home again saying it's nothing, it's mono, it's a virus. Anyways, B'kitzur, Sarah's here and she will tell her story.
Oh, not yet.
Not yet. She will soon tell her story.
Keep talking.
But what I want to say a few things like this. I said, because I didn't prepare a speech. Those that know me, I don't prepare speeches. I wrote a few thank yous on the cards, but that was endless because there's so many thank yous. Is that when somebody you know isn't well, is sick or whatever, be your own best advocate. If you believe that something is wrong and the doctor says it's nothing, don't listen. Sorry if there's any doctors here. Go, in anything in life, go on your intuition, go on your gut feeling. Sarah couldn't breathe well, she was blacking out. I had a cell next to her bed, which was what my mother would call us to dinner with for special dinners. Dina, do you remember? So I thought it would call you, but you kept talking. So it was by her bed, and I said, Sarah, we're going to sleep. Just ring the bell. We left the door open if you need us, and we'll be right there. On that last day, it was pouring rain Thursday morning, and Sarah basically blacked out on my bed, and I called Milchedet to get a doctor immediately, and there was nobody, and we called Dr. Rotman. He's not here yet. We have a gift for him. In about 5 minutes, he came and read the x-rays, which we had finally gotten done by the end of the day, and he said, your daughter has a collapsed lung, and the other one is somewhat collapsed. You've got to go right now and get her to the hospital. And that's what happened. We barely made it there. She was on 100% oxygen with almost no response for 4.5 days. And we were all praying a lot of Tehillim. We got a special bracha from Rav Scheinberg up north, Rav Ezra Scheinberg. We did many things. We had yeshivas davening and learning, and everybody here that knew the situation was davening. And I want to say one more thing before she starts, is that when things were really getting critical, I called my brother Perry in Shomron, where my late parents were buried, and I said, Perry, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go to the Kever Avot, to my mother and father's graveside, and I want you to ask them to intervene on Sarah's behalf, because Sarah's named for my mother, and it was just after my father's Yortzeit, which was on Tani Esther of Purim, and please, do what you can. Tell them to rock the heavens. Things are really bad right now. He said, I don't usually talk to a kever. My rabbi said I don't talk to a kever. I talk to Hashem. I said, do what you like. Do whatever you want. Just go to the kever and do something. But, please go and do what you can. Because right now we need Zchut Avot on our side. And Rebbe's inspector had Tehillim in her house the same day. And it turned out that Sarah had a turnaround around 3 or something in the afternoon. I don't remember the exact time. But Chaya SMS'd me when the Tehillim was going on, and only later, and that's when Sarah had her first response that I think she wanted a drink, or I don't know, she opened her eyes. I don't know what she did, but she did something that was very rare, and they just were lowering the oxygen, And I called my brother afterwards to thank him. I said, by the way, when did you go to the kever to ask for, split avot? He goes, I tried all day. I was so busy. I finally got there. I thought I was going to go 2 at 3. I finally got there around 3:20. At 3:20, I was at kever avot asking. And it was like, whatever that time was, it was exactly the time that they were saying Tehillim. And it was exactly when you started to come around. And so I want to say, besides being your best advocate, the tefillah is really important, the emunah, and the vision, which Sarah will tell you about. But Sarah was a fighter, and when she could barely talk, it was very moving to see Sarah with a Tehillim in front of her, not even reading with her eyes because she couldn't even move her lips. And then when she was able to, taking off the mask and saying a few words with the Tehillim. And Abba and I bought you a little gift.
Aww.
You can open it. I wanted to give her a medallion because she's a fighter, but this is a medallion.
And it's purple.
I think it's got, yeah. It's got your name.
Yay.
Get a picture.
Get a picture, Hannah.
Oh, I'll get a picture?
Yeah,
Anyway,
take a picture.
Sarah's going to say thank you, but I want to say a few thank yous. First of all, I'm really killing time. If your friends don't come soon, you're going to talk.
I count on you to find what to fill the time with.
I mentioned Avram Rotten because he really, I'm going to tell you all we got him. We got him a beautiful clock because he really came in the nick of time. He came literally a beautiful, Israel style wall clock. Arlene and Jerry, it was pouring rain, and Arlene and Jerry Barnhart were our clients and friends right there. They live across the road. Yehuda was in pajamas, and in 5 minutes he had to leave. He ran down the street in the pouring rain with his cheek in his pajamas to the Barnhart's house because we knew she'd walk her dog. We both have dogs. And Jerry gave him math tutoring in the afternoon, and, set him straight with that math. And, and just, took care because me and Gabriel were at the hospital, and, it was crazy. Rabbi Spector guided us and arranged for Tehillim throughout the community, gave us the approval that really when it was the time that we should ask, that it was a critical moment and it was important to have the Tehillim done. Ilana Singer, who put it on the list that when people are lighting candles, they should say a special prayer for Sarah. And for the Rabbanita for hosting the Tehillim in our house at that time when we really had a change. Shavit Levine, where's Shavit? I thought your parents would be here to hear this. Shavit Levine moved into the hospital with a suitcase as wide as this table. I'm serious.
A duffel bag.
She moved right in. She introduced herself to the nurses, the doctors. She said, hi, I'm Shavit Levine. I'm running the case. It's true. She said, this is the saturation point, that's the oxygen level. You have to watch that number, and that reading, if it goes down, you got to call the doctor right now. I'm on duty. Here's the thermos with the soup. There's the hand cream. Here's some face soap. Let's comb her hair. I've got dry shampoo. Wash her hair. I mean, everything. You brought the dry shampoo, remember? Everything. I was this lady. She had everything in the pharmacy that she could need. She was there. That's not all. She took out a notebook and she made a sign language because Sarah couldn't talk. And Shabbos was coming. We had 2 pages of time. Wait, Sarah has something to say. Here's the note. What is it?
You're taking away what I wanted to say.
Okay.
Let's do it, so.
She didn't say. Okay, anyway, now we're up to Eden, who's still not. Eden's here. Hi, Eden. Eden is like the angel that came for Shabbos. We were already like pretzels. We stayed at Leia's house because we picked Hadat HaRatzim because Leia lives right there. Hi, Judy. So Eden came and she's singing Shabbos songs for Sarah. Sarah's not breathing. And Eden's smiling and everything's going to be good. And Sarah's she was getting sick on the floor next to the bed. And Eden's just everything's good. Everything's good. And so it was just so fun. It was like one of these, soap operas. And so that was Eden. And anyway, I didn't have room to save all the messages to about 75 friends. Every minute another SMS or call came in from one of Sarah's friends. And I want to thank all
I still
Sarah's
didn't check
friends.
all my emails.
And then Lissy Sherby, she's not here, was in a hospital. Oh, Lissy, where's Lissy? Lissy, you always come in time. We're going to call a taxi. Gabriel was already at home trying to set up
Lissy.
the house. And Lissy's in the hospital doing some lactation consultant or something. I don't know what she was doing. And she became our private driver, checking with the doctors who didn't recognize Sarah because she looked so much better than when she came in. They did not think it was the same girl. And Lissy helped us get out, and she used her protexia to push them to let the poor girl out because we thought she'd end up staying for Shabbos, you remember? Yeah. So she wasn't out by a certain time. So she drove us home, and she sent us a picture yesterday. In the middle of the night, I saw it, of us coming out. And I will say that I'll never forget when Sarah stood at the top of the steps of Hadassah Har Hatzofim, looking down. We both almost cried because Sarah just wasn't sure if this moment would ever happen. And we're just very grateful to Hashem. So, not lastly, Gabriel, who's been a major pillar of support through all this, back and forth to the hospital with me at the beginning, then back to Yehuda, back, all the paperwork that was involved in this, and bringing things, doing, coming back, being there for Sarah and for the family and for me, and it's just, and then everybody. I mean, Leah went back and forth to the hospital from her house in the pouring rain, walking 4 times a day, bringing her toddler when she didn't have an arrangement, and Hannah coming all the way from Shankar to shower Sarah, polish her nails, wash her face.
The nurses didn't understand.
Make her look beautiful.
I looked like crap, and I had like these gorgeous nails. Like, where did you do that?
Everyone in the family. I mean, the boys anchored from their davening, not from the hospital. We didn't want them to even see. Sarah was not, and we were intensive care. People were having calls for resuscitation every 10 minutes. It wasn't the place for children, to say the least. So I can't talk anymore. Did I say anything? Is there anything else here? Let's see. It says here, pasta salad, platters, rinse the lettuce, platter the vegetables. That was in the speech. That was all done in the last half hour by Shavit, Sarah, sort of, Hannah, Cindy, who brought platters. What else do we have? Set the table, Hannah, starters, the hummus, Hannah. Okay, I think I've said everything.
Okay, Tova, if you want to kill another 20
I want to say
seconds.
one more thing. Dina, especially. Abraham, where's the gift for Abraham?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Abraham.
Hi, Abraham. Abraham's come in the nick of time. We didn't start it.
No, it's a feeling.
Just gonna go get.
Speak.
No. No, go right
You better, what does it look like?
It's a big box from Sorry Boy.
Maybe it's-
Is it in one of the bags?
Hey. How big is it? What color?
Tova, if you want to kill another 20 seconds, there's one very short thing to say. When you said that forget the doctors, don't listen to the doctors, I want you to know that the Halakha in Shulchan Aruch, on Yom Kippur, if all the doctors in the world say a person can fast, but the second person himself says he has to eat,
Why?
you feed him. He overrides all the doctors in the world.
That's what it was. When they said the Tehillim and Perry went to the Kevra book, she all of a sudden she wanted to eat something for the first time in about 5 days. That's what it was. She wanted to eat Sarah. He said, can I eat something? Like she wasn't able to eat. I missed all the praises about her feet. I was like,
Go over it again.
my face is shopping that
One more time, one more time. You guys don't mind, do you? That was good. She's not really reading the card.
Hey, Abraham. Abraham.
I'll read it.
Oh, I found it. Gabriel, I got it. Gabriel. Gabriel coming down. Doctor, this is Dr. Ross. What we did. Dr. Rahman is not on call at all day of night. All day of night.
Hello.
He was across the road davening, and he came in about 3 minutes to our house and threw us into the ambulance, which I said before. Sarah had a collapsed lung, and what did she have exactly on that x-ray that nobody told us what it said when we got it done?
Something called empaim, I think, which is a pocket of pus.
Oh.
Yummy.
Anyway,
I'm generous. Wow, Sarah.
so you came in the next time, and you got us to the hospital. And Gabriel and I and Sarah give this to you. Gabriel, you give it to Avram from the bottom of our heart.
Take it. Enjoy it.
Unnecessary, but that's
Yeah, open it, open it. There's something special inside.
You have to get.
Donation to a charity, but it's not holding it right. This needed something that, you'd remember it by forever. You can rip it. Your wife doesn't need us for wrapping the gift.
You bring fun wherever you go. So joyful.
This is very unnecessary and very excessive. And I thought I was...
Heavy bookmark.
You already had one of those Kilahara faces.
I was just coming as a guest.
Okay.
Beautiful wrapping thing. It's a clock. Clock on the wall.
Oh, whoa, cool.
Because you came in the nick of time.
Next time, make it 30 seconds less.
Yeah, that's right. Where were you?
Further ado, Sarah's
Maybe further ado because people are coming in 2 minutes. Maybe we should take a 5-minute break.
Sarah, do Nishma Kol Chai. Now you can do Nishma Kol Chai.
No.
How about we make a big L'chaim for everyone? And
That's a
then-
good idea.
No, I think people just came and
Have
want to
a
eat
break.
cookies and have a break.
Have a break.
Intermission.
Intermission, okay.